Hello. Today we are in the fourth session of Spoken English for non-native speakers. Yesterday, I introduced a very important technique to our learned participants. And of course, if you are watching these lessons as YouTube videos or possibly videos on some other forum, please understand that even if you are not a live student, you can still benefit from these videos by practicing the methods that I suggest. If you practice those methods, practice those techniques the way I recommend they be practiced, nobody can stop you from becoming a pro orator, a champion orator. All you have to do is to practice, right? So today we will be doing another important method. Why am I introducing the techniques so early on in this training program? I could have held them back for a long time. I could have presented those, made those presentations, and then introduce the techniques to you much later. Well, that is not my intention. I don't have any intent of keeping back the important things from you so that I can introduce them later in the course. In fact, that's not going to do you any good. Although we will be doing things such as essential grammar and other tidbits of communication, but you have to be introduced to the soul of the training program as early as possible. And remember this, all we are going to do during these 6 months will be spontaneous speech, shadowing, and coterie talk. And of course, there will be certain supporting mechanisms, supporting methodologies, but essentially we will be doing only these three things. I repeat, if you are thinking that we will be doing tons of other techniques, well, no, we will be talking about other techniques, no doubt. I'll tell you about how to read books. I'll also tell you how to have an overall impact on the society by making powerful speeches, how to deal with public, how you should conduct yourself in the society, how do you deal with gentlemen, how do you deal with ladies, how do you have to be a model of good behavior, how can you actually leave such a deep impression on the society, a deep imprint in the mind of that combined intelligentsia, that you are looked upon by others as someone who should be emulated. So that is the kind of personality that I would want each one of you to have. And if you follow my techniques and if you listen to me, then certainly you will have a powerful personality. This is not to suggest that you don't have powerful personalities already. You certainly have powerful personalities already. But all said and done, please appreciate that you will be even better, right? When you speak very well and when you deal with people the way they should be dealt with. First of all, these are things that I'll be discussing with you later. There are certain disciplines that you have to follow. You have to be equally respectful to both the genders. You cannot possibly emerge as a weird personality who just respects women and who does not respect men, or somebody who respects men and does not respect women. Do not become such weirdos. Show equal respect to ladies and gentlemen. Treat them equally. These are certain things that we'll be talking about as we progress in the course. But all those things are ancillaries to the main purpose of our course, which is talking well. We have to do talking well. And please understand, talking is not just about talking, it is listening as well. Unless you know how to listen well, you cannot talk well. So this entire process of conversation is about listening well and talking well. I'll also be telling you how to be an effective listener, how to be a professional listener. Yes, you heard me correctly. How to be a professional listener. There are pro listeners and there are average listeners. I don't want you to be an average listener. Listen, 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 listen. You have to be an expert listener, a pro listener, in order to emerge as a strong personality. Because if you are talking without any purpose, without any rhyme or reason, if you are one of those blabbering kinds who talk too much and talk inconsequential things, nobody is going to respect you, right? So we'll talk about all that later. But today, I'm going to introduce you to the next important technique. I do understand that I'm yet to make your coteries. I'm yet to run you through the other important aspects of the course. In fact, you are not even fully acquainted with the structure of the course. Having said that, you do understand that it is the same thing that we are going to do for the next 6 months, the same thing we are going to do for the next 6 months, right? But there will be novelties, of course. There'll be new things coming in. Then there will be such interesting tidbits like experience sharing and lots of probably dramatics as well if we have the scope and time for that. I do not promise that we are going to have dramas over here, but possibly we can have some kind of some simulated situations being enacted by you. But that will happen only if time permits us, right? This is a live training program. So what is going to happen eventually cannot be very perfectly predicted at this stage. So with that said, I introduced you to one technique yesterday. Let me introduce you to another technique. Remember, this course has been prepared, this training program has been prepared with a lot of pain. Understand this, that we at one point of time didn't have time to work on the animation packages, on the sound packages, on the multimedia packages. But still, I and my team and I worked day in and day out to put up this show for you because we genuinely want you to improve and become powerful personalities. So I have got many humatar friends. Who are the humatar friends? Humatar friends are not humans. Humatar friends are digital robots. And they will help us do shadowing. What is shadowing? Let me first write down what is shadowing for you so that you have a clear idea what this thing is all about. Now, I guess we are good to go. Right then. So I'm sharing a screen with you now. Okay. And this screen, of course, is going to be the same Word file that I used yesterday to explain to you what is spontaneous speech. Today, I'll be explaining what is shadowing. You do not have to take any notes because you'll get all the notes from me. But in case you feel that by writing down the salient points of the lecture, you are able to focus better, then by all means go ahead and note down the points. But you really don't have to take the pain, regardless of whether you write or you don't write, you'll get all the notes. I'll be giving you all the literature. In fact, I'll give you volumes of literature, right? So do not worry about the literature part. Do not worry about the notes part. The notes will all be available to you, right? So now I am opening that file. Somebody please tell me if you can see the file.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
All
it
right.
is
All right.
visible.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yes,
It is
sir.
visible.
Thank you. Thank you, participants. Thank you so much. All right. Now, yesterday I explained what is spontaneous. Today we'll do what is shadowing, right? Now, what is shadowing has been explained already by these three words over here. Listen, register, and repeat. Listen, register, and repeat. What happens is when you listen to a native speaker who speaks English spontaneously, who speaks English in a natural flow, because that is the language which comes to him or her naturally. And you listen carefully to what he or she is saying, register what he or she is saying, and then repeat what he or she is saying. Then you begin to speak like that expert speaker. It is not necessary that you shadow only native speakers. You can also shadow expert non-native speakers. In fact, there are native speakers who sometimes shadow non-native speakers because they feel that the non-native speakers are better than they, right? So it doesn't matter. You can shadow a non-native expert English speaker or an expert native speaker. What matters is the person you are shadowing has to be an expert. Now, what exactly is shadowing? I just told you that you can shadow somebody's voice, you can shadow someone. But what is done in shadowing is what we have to understand. So I'll write down the points over here. Number one, in this exercise, the participant listens to an expert English speaker, bracket I write, the speaker could be a native or a non-native speaker. It doesn't matter. As long as the person is an expert, you are in safe hands. So in this exercise, the participant listens to an expert English speaker, registers the part of the speech that he or she is currently listening, and then repeats what he or she has heard. So you listen, you immediately register, and you don't have to wait for the sentences to be complete. You listen, you register whatever you listen, and you repeat what you have heard. Again, listen to the expert speaker, quickly register the words that have gotten into your brain because you've heard him or her, and repeat what he or she has said. And do this till the very end of the speech and see the magic unfold. Understandably, the sooner the participant can register what he or she is hearing, the better will be her performance. In this exercise, just give me a second. Just give me a second. I promised the link to somebody, but I just forgot sending the link. Just give me a second, please, because I'm very particular about keeping my promises. There you go. All right. I don't know how it escaped my mind. All right. So in this exercise, the participant has to use his or her promptness of thought, quick grasp of the matter he or she is hearing can help her achieve better results. What happens then? The hearing, cogitating, and speaking mechanisms come together and work in better unison. The greater expertise the participant acquires, the faster and better he or she will be at shadowing. So you have to listen, register, and repeat. By the way, I have used this word cogitating. Cogitate means to think deeply. Now, what happens is when you are listening to something and thinking over it, because when you register, you have to think. In order to understand, you have to think. You cannot possibly be parroting the words. When you listen, human psyche acts in a manner that you actually absorb those words. And when you absorb those words, you think. You put your brain, you apply your brain on those words, the ones that you are hearing. So register them quickly. And the process of registration is nothing but a quick thinking and quick absorption. And thereafter, you speak what you have heard. I was talking about my humatar colleagues, animation. She is an animation. You will be meeting Madam Jenny today. And please be respectful to her. Although she is not a human, she is a machine. Her body is crafted artificially, and her voice is also nothing but a piece of artificial intelligence. But do not underestimate her, right? She can really help you pick up the nuances of shadowing. Now, I will be giving you the first 18 files for shadowing in my voice. So you will be shadowing your teacher. I'm an Indian, and that is why you will hear me deliver speeches that you have to shadow. You have to listen to my voice, the words I'm speaking, register them, and speak them out. After the 18th exercise, from the 19th exercise onwards, my humatar colleague, Jenny ma'am, will take over. And you will have to shadow Jenny ma'am. I will give you a demonstration by taking by featuring the 19th shadowing exercise for you, right? Now, you don't have to shadow Madam Jenny's voice right away. You will be doing it from the 19th shadowing exercise onwards. There are altogether, there will be 100 shadowing exercises for you. And these 100 files will be more than enough. 18 of them will be in native speaker, that is your teacher, Biswajit Banerjee's voice. And the remaining 82 will be in Jenny's voice. Now, Jenny speaks so beautifully, and her intonations are so wonderful. There was a time when I had all the shadowing exercises in my voice. But to shift over to Jenny's voice is a conscious decision, because it's really going to help you. It is not going to just expose you to the international intonations. It is also going to give you variety in shadowing, and it's really going to be very helpful. Now, please appreciate that these humatar animation and all the scripting that has gone behind have all been done very painstakingly. Please respect the hard labor that my team and I have put in for you. And why have we done it? Because we really want your improved versions to come over. And the knowledge that you acquire will not only make you a powerful personality, they'll also make you models for the society to follow. And you will do my team and me a great service if you spread what you are learning over here. I learned it and I'm spreading it to you. You also become channels of divinity, if you allow me to use that expression, channels of divinity to spread this knowledge. Maybe teach just one other person how to speak good English, right? Maybe a poor boy, maybe a poor girl, right? You can move to the settlements in the shanties where people have no exposure whatsoever. Maybe you can conduct classes for poor children. Teach them English, and teach them English in a manner which helps them emerge as great speakers. They'll thank you. Don't charge them any money. The smile on their lips will be a reward that no money can match, right? So pass on this this learning spree, pass on this process of teaching and learning. Be a teacher, right? The other day, I was very happy when Manisha said that she wants to become a teacher, right? Even if you are not willing to be a professional teacher, do become an amateur teacher, or an amateur, as some people pronounce it, amateur teacher of sorts, right? Spread this knowledge ahead. Spread this knowledge ahead. Don't keep it to yourself. Spread it to your siblings. Spread it to your cousins. Spread it to your friends. Spread it to the people who are underprivileged, right? And you will get the reward. Their smiles will be your reward. As Sherlock Holmes said, I'm a great fan of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, in some of his stories, in Sherlock Holmes stories, writes, Sherlock Holmes at one point of time says, in fact, I've finished doing this, so I'll be stopping the sharing of the screen and come back. Well, Sherlock Holmes is asked by one of the clients as to how much money he wants for solving a particular case. Somebody says, "How much money do you want, Mr. Holmes?" And then Mr. Holmes thinks for a while and says, "Well, sir, let me tell you this, that the pursuit of the truth is a reward enough. But if you still want to reward me monetarily, I leave that to your sweet will." Please understand, this reward of the pleasure of working is a reward unto itself, right? I'm sure you will be able to appreciate it more when you are in the field, when you are in the thick of things and you teach others these techniques. Okay, moving on. Now I will be demonstrating. First, let me introduce you to Madam Jenny, right? Probably I have to come out of the full screen. Give me a second, please. Let me see. There is Madam Jenny for you already. Okay, these are not the ones. Just a second. Okay. There. Okay, so I will be sharing a screen with you now, right? And you will see this is lesson 9. This is going to be the shadowing exercise 19. I'm just demonstrating the method so that you understand what is done. Okay. And why am I demonstrating it? Because you will have to do it on my voice for the first 18 lessons. Thereafter, you will be doing it on Madam Jenny's voice. So let me introduce you to Madam Jenny. This is going to be this is a lesson which will follow later. Of course, this file will also be uploaded to YouTube. But right now, you just check it up. I'm playing this video for you where Madam Jenny will appear. And somebody, please let me know. I'll stop the video after 2 seconds and ask you if you can hear the video, right? If it is audible, if the video is audible, please let me know if it is audible. There, I'm playing the video for you. Just after I play it, I'll ask you if you are able to hear it. I haven't played it yet. Relax for a while. There. Is it audible? Say yes or
Yes,
no.
sir.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
sir.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
All
sir.
sir.
right. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you, participants.
It is
Thank you so
audible.
much, participants. Now, watch this.
Time is a finite resource we all possess.
Okay. That's Madam Jenny for you. Not a true human, but very human-like. And she speaks great English, right? So you will be shadowing her voice from shadowing exercise 19 onwards. But your teacher, that is Biswajit Banerjee, will be shadowing Madam Jenny right away for you to understand what is shadowing, right? Here I go. Here I go. Hear me out. Seems to be a bug again. 1 second. Let me come out. Let me come out of this and share it with you again. Certain bugs keep happening all the time. Right. Now, please.
Time is a finite
Time is a
resource
finite
we all
resource
possess,
we all possess,
yet it often
yet
seems
it
to slip
often
away
seems
from
to
us.
slip away from us.
Effective time
Effective time
management has
management
become an
has
essential
become
skill
an
for
essential
personal
skill
and
for
professional
personal
success
and professional
in a
success
world
in a
characterized
world
by constant
characterized by
distractions
constant
and
distractions
overwhelming
and
tasks.
overwhelming tasks.
The ability
The
to
ability
allocate
to
time
allocate time wisely,
prioritize
prioritizing
tasks,
tasks,
and maintain
and
focus is
maintaining
crucial
focus
in
is
achieving
crucial
our
in
goals
achieving
and
our
living a
goals
balanced
and
life.
living a balanced life.
This audiovisual
This
lesson
audiovisual
explores the
lesson
basics
explores
of
the
effective
basics
time
of effective time
and
management
provides
and
practical
provides practical
strategies
strategies
to enhance
to enhance
productivity
productivity
and reduce
and
stress.
reduce stress.
The
The
foundation of effective
foundations of
time
effective
management
time
lies
management
in
lies
setting clear
in
goals.
setting clear goals.
It becomes
It becomes
challenging
challenging
to allocate
to
time
allocate time
efficiently
efficiently
without a sense of
purpose
direction.
and direction.
By defining
By
specific,
defining specific,
measurable,
measurable,
attainable,
relevant,
and time-bound goals, individuals can create a roadmap
for their activities.
Whether it is a
Whether
long-term
it is
objective
a long-time
or a
objective
short-term
or a
task,
short-term task,
having a clear
having
goal
a clear
enables
goal
one to
enables one to prioritize
prioritize
effectively
and
and
allocate
allocate time accordingly.
One of the key
One of the key
principles of
principles of time
is
management is prioritization.
Not all
Not
tasks
all
are
tasks
created
are
equal,
created equal,
and it is
and
essential
it
to
is essential to distinguish between urgent and meaningful activities.
The Eisenhower
The
matrix,
Eisenhower matrix,
popularized by President
President
Dwight
Dwight D.
Eisenhower,
provides
a valuable framework for prioritization. It
It
categorizes
categorizes
tasks
tasks into
into
four quadrants:
urgent and
urgent,
important
important
but not
but not urgent,
urgent but not important, and not urgent
and not
or
urgent
important.
or important.
By focusing
By
on
focusing
tasks
on
that are
tasks
both
that
urgent
are
and
both urgent
important,
and important,
individuals
individuals
can
can
ensure
ensure
allocate
they
their
allocate
to
their
the
time to the most critical
activities.
activities.
A crucial
A
aspect
crucial
of
aspect of effective time management
is planning and
is planning and
scheduling.
scheduling.
By
By
utilizing
utilizing
tools such as calendars,
to-do lists,
or productivity
or
apps,
productivity apps,
individuals can
individuals
visually
can visually
represent their commitments
and deadlines.
Breaking down
Breaking down larger
into
tasks into smaller,
manageable steps allows for a clearer
clearer
understanding
of the time required
completion.
for completion.
Scheduling
Specific time blocks for different activities
establish a routine,
reduces
procrastination,
procrastination,
and
enhances productivity.
In today's
In
digital
today's
age,
digital age,
distractions
abound,
making it challenging to maintain focus and manage time
effectively.
To overcome
To overcome this,
minimizing or eliminating distractions whenever possible
is essential.
This may involve turning off notifications on electronic devices, designating specific time slots for checking emails or social media, or creating a conducive work environment that minimizes interruptions. Additionally, practicing mindfulness techniques
from this technique,
such as deep
such as
breathing
deep
or
breathing or
meditation,
meditation,
can help improve
can help improve
concentration
concentration
and reduce the impact of external
distractions.
Recognizing that one person cannot do everything is vital to effective time management. Delegating tasks to capable individuals or outsourcing specific responsibilities can save time for more critical
activities.
Individuals can focus on their core competencies and maximize efficiency by identifying areas where others can contribute and share their workload. A common challenge in time management is the tendency to take on too much. Learning to say no to non-essential tasks or commitments is crucial to maintaining a healthy work-life balance. By assessing the impact of each request on personal priorities and goals, individuals can make informed decisions about where to invest their time and energy. Saying no does not imply being unhelpful. Valuing one's time and ensuring it is spent on activities that align with personal and professional objectives. Effective time management is an ongoing process that requires regular evaluation and adaptation. It is essential to periodically assess one's progress, identify areas for improvement, and make necessary adjustments to the time management strategies used. Reflecting on time spent, learning from past experiences, and implementing lessons learned help individuals refine their approach and optimize their productivity. In a world filled with countless demands on our time, mastering the basics of effective time management is a skill that can transform our personal and professional lives. Individuals can reclaim control over their time by setting goals, prioritizing tasks, planning and scheduling, managing distractions, delegating when appropriate, and learning to say no. By consistently evaluating and adapting their strategies, they can enhance productivity, reduce stress, and achieve a more balanced and fulfilling life. Effective time management is a means to get more done and a pathway to personal growth, success and well-being.
Okay, so I hope you have understood what is shadowing. Now, let's get back to our word file. There you are. Now, please understand that when you are shadowing, you will not say everything correctly. Do not try and make corrections, right? I also said a few things incorrectly. Well, that happens. It's human to be making mistakes. While shadowing, you are likely to make many mistakes. Please do not bother about correcting the mistakes and speaking the part spoken incorrectly. Erroneously spoken correctly. Then, do not wait for the sentences to end. Speak as you hear. The more you practice, the better you will get at shadowing. Okay, that is done. Can I request my learned participants to appear on the camera, please, to show up their great faces? Now, there are some superstars who will never show up, right? Superstars will have to be paid for their faces to be shown. But at least those who are not superstars can show their faces. Okay, there. All right. Now, I believe now you have a hang of what is shadowing. I did one complete shadowing exercise for you. And you might have realized that I made mistakes. You too will make mistakes, but you might have noted that even when I made mistakes, I did not stop to correct those mistakes, to repeat the lines. I did not do it. I continued speaking what I heard. But after years of practice, these days I don't have any difficulties listening, registering, and speaking. You can give me the biggest of weirdos speaking, right? Madam Jenny is a wonderful, sweet-natured lady who speaks very good English. But there are, well, let me not take any name. There are people who are not that sweet, who are not like Madam Jenny. They will speak to you in all kinds of voices, speak to you in manner which are very difficult to comprehend, and yet you will have to understand and listen and register and speak. But do not try and shadow a man or a woman who speaks badly right now. Okay? In fact, you don't have to shadow any such person ever in your life. But if you have emotional attachment with somebody, possibly some star, right, who might be speaking very badly, but since he or she is a star in your eyes, you might still want to emulate him or her. So by shadowing, you can also pick up the nuances of the speaker. But I strongly recommend do not do that now. First, you become expert speakers. First, you become masters. Then you can think of maybe adding a twang of your superstar in your voice. Well, I'll strongly recommend against it. But if you are so keen on doing it, do it, but not now. There are others, because with shadowing, many other people, when you talk about shadowing, some people will tell you, wow, that is wonderful. What if I shadow my favorite heroine's voice or my favorite hero's voice? I will begin to speak like him or her. Well, yes. But first check up how your heroine or how your hero speaks. The heroine might be a buffoon. The hero might be a cartoon. Would you like to become a cartoon? Don't be that. Shadow somebody whom you trust. I'm not suggesting I'm a great speaker. You'll be shadowing my voice, I know. I'm not indirectly suggesting, hey, abandon all the heroes and look at me, I am the real hero. That's not what I'm trying to tell you, right? All I'm trying to tell you is, as your teacher, I'm giving you good advice. Please shadow my speeches in the first 18 shadowing exercises. Thereafter, in the remaining 82, you shadow Madam Jenny's speeches. Now, as for questions such as, can a man shadow a lady's voice? Can a lady shadow a man's voice? The answer is yes. Do not ask such questions. It is a question somewhat akin to, should I put my mobile phone on the right ear or on the left ear? You can shadow anybody's voice, any expert speaker's voice. Man or woman doesn't make a difference. As long as he or she is a good speaker, you can shadow his or her voice. Remember now, this exercise appears to be very easy. You might be thinking, oh no, this is such a simple exercise. I just have to listen, register, and speak. When you begin to do it, you actually realize that it can be very difficult at times. Although I have spoken in a manner in the speeches that in my shadowing speeches, I have spoken in a manner so that it becomes very easy for you to register, to listen, register, and speak. Some of my speeches are very slow. They are deliberately paced slow so that you pick up this craft of shadowing. Some of my shadowing exercises are deliberately fast-paced so that you get used to both kinds of paces. The first 8 or 9 exercises are all very slow, right? The 9 probably is very fast. Not very fast, it is fast. When you do Madam Jenny's voice, the first 40 or 50 exercises will be like just the way you heard her now. Thereafter, the pace will go up a little, by a trickle, not much. If you can shadow these 100 exercises, you will be a champion speaker. Trust me, a champion speaker. The power of shadowing is immense, infinite. Please do not underestimate what shadowing can do for you. It will make you speak like the expert speaker. Don't believe it? Do it and see. And another thing, you can shadow on the same file as many times as you like. Let me write it down for you, lest you forget, lest you should forget if I have to speak in correct English or what is believed to be correct English. Now, shadowing, you can shadow a file as many times as you want. There is no rule, and there shouldn't be any rule that prevents you from shadowing the same file several times. Please appreciate that you can shadow a file as many times as you want. Another thing, in spontaneous speech, you don't know what is going to come your way. You don't know what is going to come your way. But shadowing is one exercise where you may very well listen, hear out the entire content, and then you can shadow. It is not necessary that you shadow without knowing the content. You can hear out the entire speech, make yourself comfortable with the speech, and then shadow it so that you can shadow better. Am I clear or not? Unmute yourselves and say yes. Am I making some sense? Yes,
yes,
or no?
sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any questions thus far? Questions relating to shadowing? Not questions relating to the secretariat. Not questions relating to policy formulation. Only questions relating to shadowing. Any questions thus far? You have any questions? Ask. No questions. So I believe you have understood. Well, I heard someone say that questions are not asked under two sets of circumstances. When the concepts are all clear, or when the concepts are all clear. Okay, so I hope it is the first all clear that is operating over here. Okay, fine. Now, the challenge, today's challenge. Two of you, dear friends, will be demonstrating spontaneous speech before your friends, and I'll be calling the names, right? Okay, right. Let me pick my girl. Let me pick my boy. My discretion today. All right. Okay, so who do I pick? Now, the superheroes are not visible. I'm not confident that they'll be speaking. Shivam Shaw. Shivam Shaw. Make yourself visible, sir. You are not a superstar. At least you were not a superstar till yesterday. I could see your beautiful, handsome face. Shivam Shaw, sir, please put on the camera. Please put on the camera. আমি এখন খাবো না, পরে খাবো. Please put on the camera, dear.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. My dear. Shivam, you are there. Shivam, you will be doing the first public spontaneous, right?
Okay, sir.
By the way,
try.
of course, you will try and you will do very well. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Rest of you, mute your mics. Shivam is the only lamb I have cast my eyes on. Each one of you will become a lamb when your turn comes, you know? No, you're not a lamb. You are the lucky one. The truth is you are the lucky one. Lucky and most, what do I say? Momentous. Lucky and most brilliant. That is how Lamb will be. Lamb will have its expanded form, right? Lucky and most. Just a second. Brilliant. Whatever you say. So you are the lucky one. You are getting the first opportunity. See these as opportunities. Don't see these as possible phases of, what do you call, possible chances of getting embarrassed. Doesn't matter. Even if you say, nothing is striking me for the next 6 minutes, it doesn't matter. Out of fear that today Biswajit is going to call my name, I should stay away from the class. Never do it. None of you. Better be embarrassed here before all your friends rather than getting embarrassed before the world. Here all are your friends, right? You're doing it before your teacher. Of course, you are here to improve your English. You don't speak like a pro already. If you had been doing that, you probably wouldn't be here. You are here because you want to become a pro. And take this as an opportunity. In fact, invite. Begin to wish in your mind that, oh, let Biswajit call me today. May Biswajit call my name today so that I can demonstrate my skills at spontaneous. Remember, classes are going to be monotonous very soon. We will be doing the same thing over and over again. But you have to stay put, persevere. All right, Shivam, my dear. There you are. There you are. Shivam, I'll start your time. Begin to speak right away, okay? Is your heart beating fast?
A bit, sir.
A bit, okay. Right. All right. Your topic is heartbeat. Heartbeat. Your time starts now.
Heartbeat is like, it just beats 72 times in a minute. And if it does, so it means like you're healthy. And so it's a good pace that your heart beats at 72 per minute. But like when you face your fear, when you are afraid, like in front of a lion, for me, the stage of the people, like when I speak, my heart beats just get up. It just beats up like 100 or maybe more than that. So heartbeat is something which controls you. And if you are happy, your heartbeat is up. If you are afraid, your heartbeat is up. But if you're cool and calm, it's just normal. It's just very good. So for me, that the heartbeat must be controlled when you are going to be a good public speaker. And heartbeat means like something related to heart. So heart, I don't know what to say about that, but beat. I can take like beat, drum beat, and it's my friend told me that it's the adrenal gland that makes it to beat. So the heartbeat, like nothing is striking me. Nothing is striking me. Heartbeat is like your loved one when you have your crush in front of you. Your heart beats up. It just beats way fast than you can ever imagine. And when you're so happy, like when the result came out, my heartbeat was up. I was like, the name was in the ASO list or not? Like I'm not gonna just be the ASO or the second choose, because the second post was ASO and AFSQ, and I was so afraid that this post I shouldn't be getting because I just mistakenly did that, preferred the second post. So that time my heartbeat was very up. Then I just saw the result, the list. I was happy. Heartbeat finally goes down. Back to normal, like the way it used to be. And when you're running, the heartbeat is up. Running just makes you healthy also, and heartbeat is up. But when you have the what we call nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me. when your sugar level down, I think when your BP is down, then your heartbeat is low, and when the heartbeat is low, it's a problem. The high is also a problem, the low is also a problem. So it should be around 72 per minute. So I think I have finished like 3 minutes. I have got to say for 3 minutes more. So heartbeat, I can just think about like the animals, the birds, they have their heartbeat and their pace or their frequency is different. I think the human, for that, I just know that 72 per minute, but I have no idea about the heartbeat of animals, reptiles, birds. So I have no idea. Maybe I'll search, I'll research, and just I'll I'll uh, I'll I'll let you know that the heartbeat is something we have to research about, because it's a topic and you have to speak on it for like 6 minutes. So it's clearly a big thing to read about. So I haven't thought like we could talk about it for like 6 minutes. So I'm just trying to just get not my heart beat up, because if it does, I'm gonna get stuck. So yeah, I'm just making my heart comfortable and thinking about like anything I want to speak, and just it will just flow out of my mouth. And I think it's time, sir. It's not or not. Okay, okay. So I'm just way behind. The heartbeat, like when your parents just ask you to choose the girl, that this is the girl for you. So that time your heart beats up, and it's just so yeah. I like we have to decide like this heartbeat chooses the right heart for us or not. So that time we have to manage our heartbeat, and we have to decide, yeah, this is the heart I want in my life for the lifetime. And for me, and for my whole life, my mother is my heart and my heartbeat. When she is there, uh, like everything is controlled, and her a- and her love and care is like so good that uh, you are never afraid, and your heartbeat is like always normal. So in that way, my mother will always be my heart and the heartbeat of my life. uh, and and we have to drink water if we, so that we can run at different speed, and so that we get our
Okay,
heartbeat
Shivam, that
up.
should do. That should do. Thank you very much. And please unmute your mics and give him a huge round of applause. Don't be stingy about the applauses. Give him claps. And he must be breathing easy now. Great job, buddy. Great performance, Shivam. Great performance. My team members also say great performance. But don't Shivam did everything right. But one thing that Shivam did, and I hope he will not do it again, and you also will not do it. None of you will do it. Is to ask me in between, is the time over? Well, if the time gets over, I'll stop it myself. You don't have to ask me, right? I will do it myself. And do not be so conscious about time. Just keep speaking, speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking. You know, the ideas will just keep coming to you. If they don't come, then you have this weapon called nothing is striking me. All right? Okay, now our next distinguished speaker will be Manisha. Give her a huge round of applause before she begins. Give her a huge round of applause. Unmute your mics. It's only I clapping. Okay. Right. Manisha, be ready. Here you are. You have your internet connection is working well, Manisha?
Yes.
All right, good. Your topic is the last book I read The last book I read. Start.
Good evening, sir. The last book I read, actually, I finished this book just 2 days ago before this course. So the last book I read, it was love story, and which was given to me by my student because before joining ASO in CSS, I was working as a teacher in my school. So that book was given to me by my student as a gift, and the name of book was An IIT's Love Story by Tushar Raheja. I know like this is not a much highly recommended book, but still I read it because my student gave it to me, and it involves like all the incidents which happens with a person who loves like other who loves some another girl, and whose parents are strict, but yes, he did all the things to overcome all the difficulties to meet his girl, whose name is Priya, if I'm not wrong, because they changed their name for the book because they don't want to be recognized by their relatives once they read all this book. So in this book, Tushar is an IITian, and he studies in IIT Delhi, but her girl, like who is the love of his life, he met her in a cinema hall through a family friend. So from there, their love story starts, and he was just like smitten away from his from her beauty from the very first time he saw him. He saw her, and then there he describes his beauty, like sorry there he describes her beauty, how was she looking when he saw her for the first time, and the way she was dressed, each and everything. And then he like and then in the book it contains like all the circumstances which he faces when he tries to meet her in Chennai. And suddenly, like when the book unfolds, you get to know that the destiny literally plays a role in meeting two sweethearts, because you don't meet anyone just out of the context, and everything has a story. And in this sorry, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me. And Priya says to him, because you don't need to do so many things just to meet me because it can be so risky. But actually, Tushar is like a Bollywood kind of person, and he's literally a genius mind. That's why he was in IIT. So Tushar is like a Bollywood kind of person, and every time Priya says that you don't need to do this for me or what he says, anything for you, ma'am. And on this dialogue, the name of book is like anything for you, ma'am. And he says to her, छोटे छोटे शहरों में बड़ी बड़ी बातें होती रहती हैं. I'm sorry that I'm using Hindi, which was the rule of this course that you don't use Hindi. But it says it was mentioned in the book, that's why I'm using it. And yes, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me. And yes, suddenly I recall an incident because in that Tushar organizes a date for Priya, and which was so beautifully explained that I imagined something else in my life. Though I have always been single, but still I have imagined something in that date, and it was different from what we see in movies, and that's why I really liked it. In that, there was Tushar plans a place which was an open area. It was a rooftop, and from where he can see a moon, and he compares the Priya to the moon, and he describes all the beauty. He like plants all the candles, music, flowers, kind of thing. I know I'm being too much dramatic, but this is the effect of the book. I have read 2 days before, so I'm sorry for that. Nothing is taking me, nothing is taking me, nothing is taking me, nothing is taking me, nothing is taking me. Yes, and Tushar also mentions about because he was an IIT student, so he also mentions about some science inventions. That was a biobull, and which was started by his professor P.P. Soni, and he mentions all the things that boys normally do in hostel. Uh, because I have never been to a hostel life, and I have never lived that hostel life, so I get to see all that from that book's perspective. And yes, I really enjoyed that book. From that book, I got to learn too many things. First, like if you're an IITian, it means that you have to be like dramatic because the situations you feel because the situations you face there are like some extraordinary, and your mind has to be working some bit extraordinary than other person. And yes, if you meet someone, there are some chances that destiny plays a role. In this, I somehow believe and somehow not. But yes, sorry, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me. And sorry, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me, nothing is striking me. And yes, in this, like, this is a very typical story, which this is typical story because somehow I felt that the incident he explained was like a bit imaginary and it was not real. And he mentioned that it was his real life story. But at some places, I felt that
Okay,
this was
that
getting.
should do. That should do. Give her a huge round of applause. Please unmute your mics and give her a huge round of applause. Well done. Well done. Great performance. My team says outstanding performance, Manisha. Okay, the thing is, Manisha, everything is fine, but my only request is to each one of you, not just to Manisha. Manisha did a splendid job. First of all, Manisha, congratulations. Shivam, congratulations. You are doing it for the first time. And you did it. In fact, you're not doing it for the first time. You're doing it for the second time. Probably you attempted the exercise I asked you to do in the morning today. Right? So when we are talking about a book, no matter which book we are talking about, even when you are writing a review, this is something that has just crossed my mind, so I'm sharing with you. When you are talking about a movie, be it an old movie, be it a new movie, or when you are talking about a book, right? Or you're talking about an incident, or you're talking about a piece of creative nonfiction. Always make sure that when you're talking about it, you do not give away the crux of the book or the climax of the book. What that does is that will encourage others to read the book you are referring to. If you give away the essential part of the book, which Manisha did not do, Manisha spoke so intelligently. That is what I'm trying to tell you all. When Manisha was talking about this book, I, for once, had this bit of a jitter. I mean, jitters, I would say, that Manisha might be giving away the book to everyone. I mean, might act as a spoiler, but she did not. That shows her mature self, the way she handled it. Manisha, I congratulate you on both counts, right? You are not just a wonderful speaker, you have proved that you are tremendously intelligent. Would like to ask you a few questions. I'm putting you on the big screen. Okay, Manisha. Manisha, first of all, congratulations. Great performance. Manisha, great performance. Manisha, can I have you on the screen, please?
Thank you.
Manisha, great performance. And I must tell you, apart from being a very good orator, you also spoke very intelligently. So double congratulations to you. Double congratulations to you. Right? Well done. And stay put. I actually see a huge deal of promise in each one of you. The way Shivam and you handled your respective subjects today speaks volumes of your confidence, your communication skills, and of course, your intelligence. You are tremendously equipped. You have this tremendous potential inside to emerge as a brilliant speaker. And probably you will conquer the world with your speech one day. Thank you so much, Manisha. Very well done. Very well done. Okay. Now back again. Now, those of you who finish speaking, do not think that they have any time to relax. Like, for example, Manisha has spoken, Shivam has spoken. That doesn't mean Manisha and Shivam will not be speaking again and they can take it easy. That thunder can strike you anytime. So don't be in this comfort zone, those who speak once, that they will not be called upon to speak again, and that too the next day. Okay? You never know. Maybe all these 100 days only Shivam and Manisha will be speaking. No, I'm just joking. It will not be that bad also for them. Okay, so each one of you will get plenty of opportunities to speak in the class. See those as opportunities, not as situations of difficulty. See them as huge opportunities. And remember, the exercises that I give you in the morning, from tomorrow I'll start giving you the exercises early in the morning. You might have seen that in the last line of that message, I gave you the topic. Why so? Because, sorry about that. When you browse through the messages, when you browse through the notifications, in all likelihood, you may see what the topic is if you see the WhatsApp notifications. And then by the time you open the message and begin to speak, probably you will have developed certain ideas about the topic. I don't want you to have those ideas at all. You must start to speak in the blink of an eye, in a flash. The moment you get the topic, begin to speak on the topic. Because of that, I camouflage that topic in a manner. I keep it at the end of the message. Why so? Why so? Because even if you are browsing through notifications, you don't get to know what that topic is on which you have to speak. Tomorrow you will have a fresh topic. Please make it a point that you practice at home, and it will be doubly good for you if you record and send it to me. Some of you are very gutsy. I must say, the trend that was started today by Bhavna. Bhavna is not in the class today, it seems. Bhavna is not there. But Bhavna started a beautiful trend. She put it on the WhatsApp group for everybody to listen. That is the kind of courage which is tremendously creditable. Of course, thereafter we had Pranjal and we had Kirti and this brilliant Shivam. Okay, Shivam Tomar, for a change, who did it, and others have also done it. I have not been able to respond to the speeches that others made, but please appreciate, please understand that I will respond in detail to each one of the speeches made by each one of you each day. That itself is an investment of more than 2 hours. But I'm willing to walk that extra mile so that I can help you emerge as great speakers. Do not fail your teacher, and most of all, do not fail yourself by discontinuing, by thinking that this is a difficult process. Who will endure all this pain? Endure the pain and see what you become. I repeat, I will give you detailed feedback on every speech you make. There will be no speech that will go unheard. I listen to each one of the recorded speeches that you send to me. For those of you who are watching this as a series of video lessons, I'm afraid that will not be possible. I cannot, possibly thousands of you would be watching, but it's, thousands watch or hundreds watch. I'm never after numbers, but whoever watches this might want to have his speeches heard, or want his speeches assessed by me, analyzed by me. So you can always get in touch with me. If you are not a live student, you can get in touch with me. You have the contact details, or you can also write under the description in the comments box that you would want me to listen to your speech, and I'll try my best to accommodate your request. Okay? But as for the live students, please make sure that you record your speeches, you send it to me separately, or you put it in the forum. I will give you a detailed feedback nonetheless. Okay? Each one of the speeches will be assessed. Not a single speech will go unheard. That is my promise to you. Okay? And you might have realized by now that I have a reasonably acceptable memory. So once I listen to your speech, I also remember what you have said. Right? Probably even if you ask me after 25 days what I spoke in speech number 1, which was about this, I'll be able to tell you. Right? So I listen to you very intently. And I will tell you if the speech is bad, and I'll tell you if the speech is good. I will not try to praise you unnecessarily or overpraise you. If you do a good job, it'll be called a good job. If you do a bad job, I'll call it a bad job. But usually I do not criticize the spontaneous speeches, because the rule is you can go awry with your English. Your language can become very bad, and still I cannot criticize it, and I shouldn't criticize it, because you're speaking. How many people on earth can actually do what you are doing? So the fact that you have taken on the challenge and you are speaking makes you a hero in my eyes. It makes you a star in my eyes. So each one of you is already a celebrity if you see from my perspective, right? In my eyes, you are all celebs because you have taken the plunge and you have shown the grit and determination to continue. Please keep sending your speeches, and I repeat, I'll comment on each one of the speeches. If you send spontaneous speeches, I'll not criticize unless, of course, you do something very silly. But I usually do not, I'll never criticize spontaneous speeches. I'll try and encourage you, but your speeches will not go unheard. Tomorrow, early in the morning, you will have the topic ready in the WhatsApp forum. And as for those watching this as a series of videos, you can download a list of topics from the documents that I'll be providing either with this video or with the videos that will follow subsequently. So thank you very much, all of you, for your time and for your effort, for the brilliance that you have demonstrated. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow again, sharp at 8:30. Remember, we will be having live classes till Saturday. Okay? Thereafter, there will be a gap of 4 or 5 days because I'll have to go on a study tour. To tell you the truth, that is not going to hurt you at all because you will have the exercises ready for you. The shadowing exercises will be uploaded for you and you can start working on them. By the way, tomorrow you will have two things. Early in the morning, you will have two things on the BB forum. Number one will be the topic for the spontaneous speech. Each one of you should practice it. What you do publicly over here will not do alone. You have to practice it privately. That is on your own. And you send it to me, good. If you send it to all your friends on the forum, it's still better. But I'm not insisting on that. If you want to send it to me, I'll still comment on it and I'll still consider it a very creditable effort. The second thing I'll send you is I'll just be uploading a shadowing file now, shadowing exercise number 1. In fact, why to keep you in suspense, I'll just play the file for you for a minute, just for 1 minute, so that you know what I'm going to upload to YouTube. Just be there and I'll tell you what I'm going to upload very soon for you. Okay. Here we go. This is the file that I'll be uploading, the one that I'm going to play. You'll see my face in this. And of course, you'll hear my voice. I'm not as pretty as your Jenny ma'am, but I guess you are not here to see my face. You're here to learn. Just 1 second. Let me share this video. There you go. After I play the video, I'll pause it after a few seconds and ask you if you can hear the audio. That is, hear the audio of the audio visual lesson that's going to play. Just let me know. Say yes at the time, okay? There. I'm going to play the video for you now. Kindly pay attention. I'll play just 1 minute of that video. You'll see my face and my voice. There you go. Can you hear? Is it audible to you?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, participants. Thank you, participants. Here you go. It starts here. Watch it.
Oh.
A fresh start in life. Getting a fresh start in life can be an exciting journey. It is an opportunity to rid yourself of the things that are no longer working for you and replace them with those that will help you accomplish your goals and live a life of purpose. However, getting a fresh start isn't always easy or... Okay, so that is going to be the file. That will be the file I'll be uploading very shortly on YouTube for all of you. And by the way, lesson 2 has been uploaded to YouTube, I believe, as my students and as my friends, of course. You have you at least should be trying to promote these videos, not just for yourself, but also for your friends and cousins, because I need subscribers. I need to walk up the SEO ladder so that I can not just teach English, but write my stories and have those stories read by as many as possible, right? So I'll expect that support from you. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do it on a serious basis on a professional mode. As and when you get a chance, do try to share these videos, like them, and I'll truly appreciate if you write a comment. Now, there are 20 odd people over here. Now, even if those 20 people, 10 of you, I would be glad if all the 20 write. If you write a comment under that video, under the lesson, which is uploaded on YouTube, then that is going to help me. That is going to help the cause of teaching English. That will also help the cause of learning English, because that video might climb up the ladder and probably would be able to emerge and get into a better position in a jungle of videos, right? And many people who might want to benefit, who might want to improve their English, will get to see the English video. So I'll be glad if you can put your comments underneath, right? I'm saying this once, I'll not repeat it. I'll never say it in any other lesson, but I'll be really glad if under you comment on all my videos. I'll be very happy. In fact, I'll be in a meditative stupor with such happiness. But even if you decide not to comment on all my videos, at least comment on at least comment on the video lessons. So can I expect a few comments over there?
Sure,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. You can criticize them. Not necessary that you praise them. You give your honest, candid, truthful opinion. You can say that Biswajit Banerjee is still an unevolved teacher. Doesn't matter. But do comment. Okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Sir, I want to ask something. Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
sure. Yes, Kirti, go ahead.
Sir, tomorrow we will be in our office, and maybe at that time, at 8:30 a.m., I could be on the way to the office. Then how could I send my audio clips?
You can send the audio clip even at night. You don't have to send it every day. You can, if there's a gap shouldn't happen. I strongly advise against gaps. But should a gap happen?
Yes, I also want to miss the gap.
Yes, Kirti. Should a gap happen, do not miss out.
Sorry.
Kirti, should a gap happen, if all the participants, should a gap happen, please do not refrain from shadowing that or sending the spontaneous. By the way, shadowing exercise, I'll not be evaluating. You don't have to send me your shadowing recordings, because that will be like very confusing. Hearing one voice and on the top of that, hearing your voice. That is unimportant. That is for you to do. That is for you to practice privately. Spontaneous, you can send me. You can. It's not mandatory, but it'll be in your interest if you send your audio recordings to me, right? And trust me, I'll listen to every bit of it, probably internalize what you are saying, and give you a truthful feedback. I'll not criticize you because you are doing spontaneous. That itself is very creditable. But if there are certain things that I would want you to improve upon, I'll certainly give you those hints. Thank you very much. All of you are such wonderful, learned, great participants. It is a true privilege bringing these lessons to you. It's a true pleasure and enjoyment bringing these lessons to you. And I hope you partake in that enjoyment by learning from these lessons. Take care, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Good night, all of you. Good night.
You take care too. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good
Have
night.
a sweet dreams. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night.